We hear the term fake news all the time, so let's talk about it. First of all, fake news is not new. We've been surrounded by it for a long time. I mean, Bigfoot, really? Space aliens landing on the White House? Shoo, E.T., shoo. The Cleveland Browns winning a football game? Oh wait, that one actually did happen. Good job, Browns. The point is, those are silly, harmless little stories. What we're seeing now have serious stakes and consequences attached to it.
The term fake news in recent years has been essentially hijacked and weaponized, especially by politicians.
Fake news has become a part of the daily American conversation. Just turn on your TV. You can't avoid it.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
People are quick to ascribe fake news to one side or the other. I don't think it was something that was created by conservatives, liberals. I think it's a societal, cultural phenomenon, and I think it's something everyone has to take responsibility for.
Fake news was Collins Dictionary Word of the Year in 2017 after usage of the term jumped 365%. Now, they define fake news as false, often sensational information disseminated under the guise of news reporting. Here's how a fake news bubble is formed. A fake story is dropped across news feeds. People see it, like it, and share it. Now, Facebook has 2 billion users worldwide, so you can see just how fast one of these fake news stories becomes mainstream.
Once you find something that supports your point, once you find something that makes you right, you're not going to necessarily dig and try to see if it's accurate. You're just going to put it out there, share it with all your friends, and say, hey, look, I was right. If you better understand the subject, if you better understand a deeper meaning of what's going on here, I think that's more to your advantage.
Ben Morse is a professor at the Hank Greenspun School of Journalism and Media Studies at UNLV. He believes the reason fake news has become so mainstream so fast is fueled by social media. Everybody has a voice. Sometimes it's a silly meme or a video trying to sway opinions on a hot-button issue.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Sometimes it's far more sinister, like the now famously fake news story of a pizza shop in Washington being a secret child sex slave shop. A man believed it and showed up at the shop with an assault rifle. He's now in prison.
It underscores the importance of news organizations being both fair and accurate, because if you're unfair, you're going to get slammed. You might get tarred with the fake news tag.
As the executive editor of the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Glenn Cook sees this firsthand. Since his paper was bought by wealthy Republican donor Sheldon Adelson 3 years ago, he hears the fake news accusation all the time from both sides.
I can tell you that on any given day, I will get a call from a reader who will be furious because they believe we're so conservatively biased, and then 10 minutes later I will get a call from someone who will be furious with us because they believe we're so liberally biased.
Can it get worse? Absolutely. But do I have hope that it'll possibly get better? I think it can. I think this next generation coming up can potentially use social media more responsibly than we have.
Nicholas Russell is part of that generation. The UNLV student grew up with social media and understands the pitfalls that come with it, including fake news. Nicholas says when he comes across something he's not sure about, he does something most people aren't doing: his homework.
It's easier to get a better sense of a larger grand picture than focusing on one link to one article that kind of shuts you off from the context of like where these things are taking place.
Is this real? Is this fake? What can I believe? And ultimately their skepticism is ultimately going to hopefully serve them well.
With the midterm election just days away, fake news season is in full bloom. Ben's advice is consume everything with a healthy dose of skepticism.
We have to be cautious. We have to be smart, especially when it comes to elections or choosing elected officials and things like that. Educate yourself. Get to know these officials. Listen to what they have to say. Don't just believe what you're reading online.
I still believe strongly that most voters, are smart enough to recognize when they're being deceived and take their charge to vote seriously enough to go out and obtain the best information they can.